Hello my dear students. In continuation to your previous topics regarding the rotational axis of symmetry and the plane of symmetry, today we are going to discuss regarding the improper axis of symmetry. Improper axis of symmetry, which is given by Sn. Now what is this symmetry? Now in this particular symmetry, what we are going to do is that we are going to do the rotation followed by reflection. Rotation followed by reflection. And the condition is that the rotation and reflection must be done perpendicular to each other to obtain the equivalent structure. So here also in improper axis of symmetry, we are going to get equivalent structure. Right. In order to get the equivalent structure, we are going to do symmetry operation, that is rotation followed by the reflection. Here the condition is that if you start with rotation along particular axis, reflection should be done perpendicular to that rotation. Or if you start with reflection, the rotation should be done perpendicular to that of the reflection. So this is what very important in case of the improper axis of symmetry. So this symmetry is a combination of two different operations, that is rotation and the reflection. So in improper axis of symmetry, rotation is followed by reflection. Rotation is followed by reflection. Condition is that this reflection is perpendicular to the rotation. Or you can label it, that is Cn followed by sigma. So here reflection is given by sigma, rotation is given as Cn. So Cn is followed by sigma and perpendicular to Cn. That is the reflection, that is plane of symmetry, should be done perpendicular to the rotation. Or initially if you start with reflection, it should be followed by rotation. And this rotation must be perpendicular to the reflection. That is, if sigma is initially carried out, if reflection is done initially, then it should be followed by rotational axis of symmetry. This rotational axis of symmetry must be perpendicular to sigma. So this is how we are going to express your improper axis of symmetry. That is rotation followed by reflection perpendicular to the rotation. That is Cn followed by sigma perpendicular to Cn. Or reflection followed by rotation perpendicular to reflection. That is sigma followed by Cn perpendicular to sigma. This is called as improper axis of symmetry. Now as I told you, this is a combination of two different symmetry operations. So here in improper axis of symmetry, equivalent structure is obtained. Equivalent structure is obtained because of the rotation and reflections. That is, combination of two different symmetry operations will give you the equivalent structure. So in improper axis of symmetry, rotation and reflection are carried out. So here rotation and reflections are carried out perpendicular to each other. Therefore, this is your improper axis of symmetry. Now let us take a few examples where we can represent the improper axis of symmetry, which is giving you the equivalent structure. So in general, Sn is always given as Cn followed by sigma perpendicular to Cn, or sigma followed by Cn perpendicular to sigma. So either of these can be represented. In either of these two ways you can represent the Sn. So let us take the example of ethylene molecule. In case of ethylene molecule, here what we are going to do? We are going to do the rotation, that is C2. So whatever it might be, if you look at this ethylene molecule has three C2 rotational axis of symmetries. One C2 rotational axis of symmetry passing from two carbon atoms. The other C2 is passing from the center of the double bonds, that is in the board plane. The other C2 is passing from the double bonds in this way, that is the axis through which my pen is pulled. Right? So therefore this is one C2, the one C2 from top to bottom, the other C2 passing from the two carbon atoms. So whatever it might be, if you are doing C2, right, if you are doing rotation along any of these three axes, reflection must be done perpendicular to that particular axis. Now here initially what I am going to do is that I will select any of this. axes. And I label them as HA, HB, HC, HD. Now what I want to do is I am doing the rotation along these particular axis. So when I am doing C2 rotation, it should be rotated 180 degrees. That is out of the board plane I am rotating. Therefore these two hydrogens will go to the above the plane and these two hydrogens will come to the below the plane. Now get HA, HB, HC, HD. Now what I have to do is that the next step I have to do the sigma. Condition is that this sigma must be done perpendicular to C2. Now C2 is along this axis. Therefore the sigma must be perpendicular. It must be like this. That is, the plane will be passing from center of the ball. This is your sigma. Now C2 is along this axis and your sigma should be going perpendicular like this. So therefore sigma must be done perpendicular to the C2. If I do the sigma, if I do the reflection along this particular plane, what is happening? These two will be reflecting here. That is HB and H will be reflecting here. HA and HB will be reflecting the other side. HA and HD. Now if you look at these two structures are equivalent structures. These two structures are equivalent structure. So in order to obtain the equivalent structure, rotation is followed by reflection, and this reflection is done perpendicular to the rotation. So rotation followed by reflection perpendicular to rotation will give you equivalent structure. Such symmetry is called improper axis of symmetry. So what we have done C2 followed by sigma. We have done C2 followed by sigma perpendicular to C2. This is given as S2. It is given as S2, improper rotational axis of symmetry. So in case of your ethylene molecule, if rotation is done along this particular axis followed by reflection, it will give you the S2, improper rotational axis of symmetry. This can be again repeated once again. Now what I am going to do is I am going to do further rotation along this axis itself. Now if I rotate 180 degrees along this plane, right, out of this plane, now what I am going to get? HA comes below the plane, HB also comes below the plane, HC and HD will be going to the above the plane. Now this is followed by again sigma, that is perpendicular to C2. Now that sigma is passing from the center of the double bond, because your axis, that is C2, is passing like this along this plane. So your sigma should come like this, that is center of the molecule. Now this is your sigma. Therefore these two hydrogens reflect the other side. HA and HD comes here, HB and HC go to the reflects the other side. And if you look at this, both these structures, these two structures are identical structure. So in order to obtain the identical structure, we have done S2 twice. That is, in the first case, it is S2 giving you C2 followed by sigma perpendicular to C2. This is called S21. Again it has been repeated. S22 we call it as C2 followed by sigma perpendicular to C2. So therefore, in case of ethylene molecule, you have S21 and S22. So if you see here, if you are doing for the second time, that is S22, it is giving you what? Identical structure. So therefore S22 is equal to identical. So in case of your ethylene molecule, if you do the improper axis of symmetry, that is rotation followed by reflection, right, you get equivalent structure. Further rotation followed by reflection, you get identical structure. This is in case of your ethylene molecule, where you are representing the improper rotational axis of symmetry. So remember that in case of improper axis of symmetry, rotation is followed by reflection perpendicular to rotation, or reflection followed by rotation perpendicular to reflection. So this is what regarding the improper axis of symmetry. Let us go with another example where we are going to do the reflection followed by rotation. Here in this case, what we have done? We have done rotation followed by reflection. Now let us also look into some examples where if you done reflection followed by rotation, either you are going to get equivalent structures or not. Therefore, we should check with the other example. For this, we will take the example of your BX3 molecule. For this, we take the example of BX3 molecule. You know that the molecule structure is trigonal planar BX3. Now here what I want to do is, I want to do the reflection. Now, I want to do the reflection along this plane. It is molecular plane. I have done the sigma. Now if I cut the molecule like this, XA, XB, XC. I'll get the same structure. Now this is followed by rotation. Here in case of BX3 molecule, you have C3 rotation of axis of symmetry possible. Therefore C3, that C3 is passing from the center of boron atom like this. So C3 is followed perpendicular to the, that is C3 is done perpendicular to sigma. Because your plane of symmetry is coming like this. That is, it is passing from all these atoms. As showed previously, for example, this is your BX3 molecule, the plane is passing from the center. Now if you take this example, this is your BX3 molecule. This is your BX3 molecule. The plane is passing from the center of this X, center of the boron, center of this X and X, such that you are cutting from the center. It will give you two halves. This is your plane. So the plane is passing from the 3 X atoms and the center of the boron atoms. So therefore it will be giving you the almost same identical structure. For this you are going to do the rotation. And the rotation, the axis is passing from the boron and you are rotating to the C3, that is 120 degrees. This will give you what? On rotation, XA comes here, XB goes here, XC comes here. Further again it is reflected. Again the reflection is done along that same plane. This will give you XB, XC, XA. For this you are going to do the rotation perpendicular to sigma. Will give you XA, XB, XC. Further again sigma is carried out. Will give you B, XA, XB, XZ. Followed by again C3 perpendicular to sigma. Will give you XC, XB and XA. Therefore you can see you got the identical structure finally. Now this is done how many times? 3 times. For the first time it is sigma followed by C3 perpendicular to sigma. This will be giving you what? S31. Again sigma followed by C3 perpendicular to sigma. So you have done C31, right? For the second time you have done, it is called as C32. C32 will give you what? S32. Again it has been repeated. So therefore sigma followed by C33 perpendicular to sigma will give you what? S33. So in case of BX3 molecule, you have Sn improper axis of symmetry, that is S3. That is S31, S32, S33. S33 is nothing but identity. So this is what regarding the improper rotational axis of symmetry. All you have to remember is that this is a symmetry obtained by the mixed symmetry operations. That is, rotation is followed by reflection, and the condition is that rotation and reflection must be perpendicular to each other. This is the foremost condition where you have to maintain in order to obtain the equivalent structure in the improper axis of symmetry. As given in your previous example, that is ethylene molecule. In ethylene molecule, The rotation and reflection are perpendicular to each other, which is giving you S2 rotational axis of symmetry. Whereas in case of BX3 molecule, right, we obtain the S3 rotational axis of S3 improper axis of symmetry. We shall take one more example of square planar molecule. What type of improper axis of symmetry does it have? The condition is that you do it in any way. If you do rotation along x-axis, reflection must be done perpendicular. If you do rotation along y-axis, reflection must be done perpendicular to it. So whatever the axis you choose for rotation, your reflection must be perpendicular to that. That is a very important condition in order to obtain the equivalent structure in the improper axis of symmetry. Now let us take the example of ML4 complex, that is square planar complex. Square planar molecule. So in this, I would like to do the reflection first here. See, rotation can also be done, but I have chosen to do the reflection. Now, I want to do the reflection along this particular axis. That is, the reflection is done along this particular plane. So therefore, on reflection, what is happening? These two will be reflecting the either side. B, C will be reflecting here. A and B, D reflects to the other side. This is the reflection what I have done. Now, rotation must be perpendicular. I told you rotation must be perpendicular. Since I have done reflection along this particular plane, the rotational axis should be along this particular axis. I have done reflection along this particular axis, therefore rotation should be along this particular axis. Now, I have chosen this as the rotational axis. I have done C2, that is 180 degrees rotation. Now, this C2 is done perpendicular to sigma, because your plane is along this particular plane, reflection is along this particular plane. Now I have chosen the reflection along rotation along this particular axis, that is these two are perpendicular to each other. Now on rotation these two 180 degrees, I will get this particular that is A and B will be rotating to the above the plane, whereas C and D comes to the below the plane. Similarly, this is again done, that is sigma is done again. Now sigma is again carried out along this particular plane, that is reflection is done along this particular plane. Therefore, what is happening? L, these ligands, right, will be reflected, that is LA, LD, B and C reflects to the other side. This is again followed by what? C2, perpendicular to sigma. This is a C2 rotational axis we have selected. Along this particular axis, we are rotating to 180 degrees. On rotation, what is happening? AB will be coming to below the plane, D and C goes to the above the plane. If you look at these two structures are identical structures. So initially what we have done, sigma followed by C2 perpendicular to sigma. Therefore, this will give you what? S2. Right. Here in this case, sigma is followed by C2 perpendicular to sigma. This will give you what? S22. So in case of here square planar molecule, you have S2 improper axis of symmetry. Not only S2, it also has S4 improper axis of symmetry. Hope you understood this particular part regarding the ML4 complex, square planar complex. Initially, rotation is done along this particular plane, followed by reflection is done along this particular plane, followed by rotation perpendicular to sigma. Since the plane of reflection is like this, rotation should be done perpendicular along this particular axis. Therefore, you get your equivalent structure. This is again repeated so that you get your identical structure finally. Now, this is done by doing the S21 and S22. S21 is nothing but sigma followed by C21 perpendicular to sigma. S22 is nothing but sigma followed by C22 perpendicular to sigma. So this is what regarding the improper axis of symmetry in case of your square planar molecules where it has S2 improper rotational axis of symmetry. Not only the S2, this particular molecule also has This particular molecule also has S4 rotational axis of symmetry. Now let us take that S4 rotational axis of, that is improper axis of symmetry. S4 improper axis of symmetry is also present in this particular ML4 square planar complex. So here we are going to do the sigma. Now sigma is done along this particular plane, that is molecular plane A, B, C, D. Now on reflection along this particular molecular plane, the structure obtained is the same, that is A, B, C, D. Now this is followed by what? Rotation, that is C4 perpendicular to sigma. Now C4 rotational axis is passing from the center of the metal atom and you are rotating along this axis like this. That is for every 90 degrees. Now if you see this LA, LB, LC, LD, that is the position of these atoms has changed when you rotate to 90 degrees. Now again this is followed by sigma. Again here the sigma is done along the molecular plane. Molecular plane is selected. L, 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 L. You get the same structure. This is again followed by C4 2. This I'll take the C4 1 for the first time, right? C4 2 perpendicular to sigma. So here I'll take the sigma 1. This is taken as sigma 2, right? M. Now this rotation is done to 90 degrees. When rotated, D comes here, A goes here, B, C, D. This is again done, that is sigma 3 for the third time. Again you select the molecular plane, which will give you the same structure as the previous A, B, C, D. Now again you do the rotation along this particular axis. Here also the rotation is done along this axis. So therefore we write C4 3 perpendicular to sigma 3 will give you M, that is LA, LB, LC, LD. This is again followed by sigma, that is sigma 4. This will give you M, LB, LC, LD, LA. This is again followed by C4 4 perpendicular to sigma 3. Sigma 4. A, B, C, D. So you look at this structure. You again obtain your equivalent structure. This is done by repeating the S4 rotational axis of symmetry. That is S4 1, S4 2, S4 3, S4 4. That is giving you the identity at the final. So here in this case, sigma 1 followed by this. That is sigma 1 followed by C4 1 perpendicular sigma will give you S4 1. Here in this case, I'll just write here sigma 2 followed by C4 2 perpendicular to sigma 2 will give you S4 2. Again, if you look at this, sigma 3 followed by C4 3 perpendicular to sigma 3 will give you S4 3. Again this, if you look at this, sigma 4 followed by C4 4 perpendicular to sigma 4, this will give you S4 4. So this is what regarding the improper rotational axis of symmetry. Just remember, that is Sn is always equal to Cn followed by sigma perpendicular to Cn, or sigma, the reflection, followed by rotation perpendicular to reflection. If you remember these two conditions, in order to obtain equivalent structures, it is very easy to understand the improper rotational axis of symmetry. So in symmetry elements, all you have to do is that you should get the equivalent structure. So here in rotation, in previous classes, that is rotational axis of symmetry, the equivalent structures are obtained by rotation along particular axis. Whereas in the plane of symmetry, the equivalent structures can be obtained by the reflecting through a plane. Now here, in case of improper axis of symmetry, both rotation and reflection are done to obtain the equivalent structures. So, but the condition is that the rotational axis, that is Cn, and the reflection, that is planar symmetry sigma, they both have to be done, but both have to be done perpendicular to each other. If you start with doing with rotation, it should be followed by reflection. These reflection should be done perpendicular to your previous rotation. If you start with reflection, reflecting a molecule, then then it should be followed by rotation, and this rotation should be perpendicular to the reflection. So this is the what regarding the improper axis of symmetry Sn. Now let us take the other symmetry element, that is center of inversion. Center of inversion I. This is also one of the symmetry element. As you know that there are 5 different symmetry elements. One is rotational axis of symmetry, the other is plane of symmetry, the third is improper axis of symmetry, the other is center of symmetry, and the fifth one is identity element. Now the center of inversion is given with I. Now what this center of symmetry tells you about? Center of symmetry tells that from the center of the molecule, if the similar groups are matching at equal distances in opposite directions, then we say that molecule is having the center of symmetry. That is, from the center of the molecule at equal distances, if similar groups are matching, then we say that particular molecule is having the center of symmetry. Now let us take the example of trans 1,2 dichloroethene. Now if you take this particular molecule, in this particular molecule, from the center of this molecule in opposite directions at equal distances, if similar groups are matching, then we say that particular molecule has center of inversion or center of symmetry. Now if you take this ethyl molecule, from the center, if you look at this side, chlorine, and in the opposite side it also has the chlorine, and in another side, if you look at this, it has a hydrogen, and the opposite of this also has hydrogen, which are in the equal distances. Then we say this particular molecule has center of inversion or center of symmetry. If you take this cis 1,2 dichloroethylene molecule, from the center of the molecule in opposite directions, if you look at this groups, that is, they are having the different groups. If the opposite distances, if different groups are present, then we say that it doesn't have the center of inversion or the center of symmetry. We can take the other example. In this particular example, if you see from the center, if you extrapolate in opposite directions, the 2 oxygens are and the 2 hydrogens are the equivalent, right? Are of the same type or same atoms. Therefore, we say that this particular molecule has the center of inversion. Right. This is what regarding the center of symmetry. And finally, you have your identity element. Identity element, that is given as E. Now every molecule, that is general identity element, is given as C1. Every element or every molecule will have one symmetry in common, that is the identity element. So rotation of any molecule to 360 degrees will give you the identity. This identity element is also called as nothing doing operation. Nothing doing operation. So if you take a molecule, rotate to 360 degrees, it will give you the identical structure, then we call identical element. If you take a molecule and do nothing on it, that will be identical for the identical. Therefore, it is also called as identical element. So these are all the regarding the symmetry elements. Further, we shall continue our lecture with the point groups. So this is all about the symmetry elements, and further we need to continue this with the point groups. Point groups.